Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and this is just a quick follow-up video on the little my pad-80 like classic video game handheld controller console thing, whatever you want to call it, keyring console. I think they call it a portable gift game console. Yeah, okay. But anyway, this video is just to say that I've actually managed to repair it. What it actually was, what it turned out to be, is when it was manufactured, the little switch at the top there, they'd actually missed soldering one of the contacts on that switch completely. Now, the way this type of stuff's manufactured, I presume what they do is it's all automated, basically. I don't think these are hand soldered. So the board will go through a machine which will basically put solder paste on all the pads, probably using a screen and a mask, and then a pick and place machine will put all the components on, and then it'll go through an oven and get flowed. And I think what's probably happened is, for some reason, just that one pad got missed when the solder paste was being fitted, and everything else was fitted on there, and it were all soldered in place, and it just merrily went down the line, because these things basically just don't have any quality control on them. You can't really expect it to have at the price that they cost. So yeah, a quick dab of solder on that one contact that wasn't soldered, and it works. But what I have had to do, I've had to bring a bit of a monster TV in here, well, a monitor. I thought my little Maxim TV would actually handle NTSC, and it doesn't, and this only outputs NTSC. So I've brought this, this is actually what I picked up the other week when I picked that file server up that I took the Xeon out of. We've got a 30, I think it's a 32 inch, it could be 36 inch, but I think it's 32 inch. NEC, commercial grade multi-sync LCD monitor. It's an absolute fantastic piece of kit to have this, especially, I mean, this thing costs like £500–600 new. And I paid 25 quid for it, and if you want a monitor for gaming on that will run with foreign systems, NTSC, it doesn't matter where in the world it comes from really, this thing will this will work with it. It's got just about every input you could ever imagine on it, and I'll use it to demonstrate this. So I've just put a fresh battery in it because I was playing it last night and run the ones out that I had, but we'll switch on. Now, what I will say, there's no audio actually coming from this monitor because I didn't get the speakers with it, and I've got to make some little adapters up to connect to the speaker connections. So I've just got the audio connected to the monitor behind here. That's why you can only hear it very faintly in the background. But as you can hear, we do have audio. We do have some horrible flicker on the screen, and I am certain that is down to this incredibly crappy cable that came with it. It's like it's so thin, and there's like virtually no screening on it at all. But I'm not worried about that, because if I do what I'm planning to do with this thing, and now I've had to play with it, I am certain I'm planning to do something cool with this. We wouldn't be using this cable anyway. I'd come up with something much better than that. But let's have a look at some of the games we've got, because it's a right mixed bag of this. There's some really interesting stuff on here. It does have over 80 games on it as well, which I thought was quite a nice thing. Right, anyway, first of all, we've got a choice. We can have Chinese or English language. So I think we've seen my Chinese isn't exactly brilliant. I think we'll go to English, hit select, and here we go. So we've got Angry Bird. I am sure that isn't copyright as well. I am sure that's just a complete hack and rip off. I was playing it last night, so we'll have a look at that. We've got Contra, Super Mario, Spartan, Arkanoid, Tetris 2, Aladdin 3, Adventure, Goonies, Gradius, Legend Kate, Chinese Chess, World Cup 1942. So there's some classics on here, and then some other, perhaps not quite so classics. Kung Fu, Road Fight, Circus, Galaxia, Desert Tank, Mario Brothers, Load Runner, Load Runner 2. Now, Dig Dug, 5 chess, Bomberman. You know, I won't go through them all, but as you can see, you know, there really is quite a selection on here. Let's get something. Where are we at? Pac-Man. Let's try Pac-Man. That should be oh, some of them you have to press start to start. Some you have to press A to start for some reason. I mean, graphics-wise, it's pretty damn good. It's just a pity about that interference in the background, but like I said, I'm sure that could be solved by just a better. I'm dead. I'm sure that could be solved by just a better AV cable. Let's get back into... Oh, you've got a little reset button on top which takes you straight back to... I think it literally just kills the power for a second and resets it. And that's the only way really to get out, and then you've got to go back through. Let's have a look at Super Mario Brothers. One player game. You can see the banding what I'm going on about here. I'm sure it is literally to do with this really horrible cable that comes with it. Let's start. One player game. Start. Oops, I died straight away. The other thing is, you seem to have 3 buttons as well, which is a bit odd, because I'm not used to that on a... You've got the standard A button, gives you like this massive jump. This little T button gives you a little jump. And button B doesn't seem to do anything. So I don't know if they just got the buttons mapped wrong on this for what Mario Brothers should be. I can't remember, I've not played it in a long time, but... What shall we try now? Let's try Contra, and then I'll show you that Angry Birds thing. Well, I mean, I've got a few like 100 and odd in one card. I've got one for the Famicom, 130 in one cartridge, and all these are just the games off that. So I'm pretty certain that there'll be all on that little flash ROM that I showed you when we had a look inside this thing. So that's in it. If you've not seen my other video, have a look at my other video, because it does show a complete teardown of this thing and shows what's in it. And it is literally just a Nintendo on a chip, with a flash ROM next to it with all these games on it. It's so simple. It's not the easiest controller to use. It's actually better than I was expecting it to be, but it's not exactly brilliant. I'm not one for these type of games, but you never know. Oops, I'm dead. I mean, the graphics, it's nice and smooth anyways. I can't see it's any worse than the original on the NES. So it's certainly, like I said, for quantity of games you get, I can't fault it. It's not a nice controller to use. I mean, I can understand where they were coming from for it, that you could take it around your mate's house. It's tiny, it's got all these cool games on it, but it's really difficult to actually play properly with. I'll just show you this Angry Birds thing. I mean, I'm a huge Angry Birds player, I must admit. It's one of my addictions. But I mean, I don't know how they managed to get away with this, I really don't. You fire your bird. It's like the most simplistic Angry Birds you really could get, but I just thought it was amusing. I'm sure the makers of Angry Birds know absolutely nothing about this whatsoever, and I'm sure they wouldn't be very happy about it. Let's have a look at one last thing on here. What shall we have a look at? Oh yeah, there we go. We've got 89 games on it. The last one is Fast Brothers. I think a lot of these are just like hacks of like Mario Brothers and stuff like that. Super Pac-Man. Let's have a look. Okay. I don't know whoever's come up with this one, but you've got a very angry looking Pac-Man at the bottom there. Oops. I think it's just amusing just for these games, to be honest. No, this control is horrible for things like this because it won't go up that way. No, not that way. No, it's the controller. That's the main issue with this thing, is this controller. So the graphics aren't bad. The only reason we've got this interference is because of the absolute crapness of this AV cable. I'm sure if I was to even just put a better just phono to 3.5 jack cable on, we'd get rid of a lot of that interference there. The real problem is that stick there. It's just, for games like this you'd think it'd be alright, but if you was able to hold it in one hand like that, maybe, but then you're like pressing these buttons with this, you know, it's not ergonomic at all. These, you know, if you was thinking to use it one hand and then like do this, yeah, but to have two hands around it, it's horrible. It really is a horrible controller. But now that we know how simple that control is there, that we've just got a ground up, down, ground left, right, we know that these buttons we can probably hack, and we know that actually it's not got a bad video output. We can probably even completely do away with that, and we'll come straight off the board into some phonos on the back of whatever we do. And that, I still haven't decided what I'm going to do. Whether I'm going to go for, I could go for anything down to like a Super Nintendo controller or a Mega Drive controller or something like that, and just build it into that. But I've seen that before. I want something that's a bit more substantial, like an arcade stick. And I still haven't decided whether to buy like I said, like a vintage stick or an older stick and modify it, or to actually build complete my own, buy some arcade buttons and an arcade stick, all micro switched, and build my own enclosure for it. Like I say, I'm not decided which way I'm going to go on that yet. But like I say, I thought I'd show you. I have got it working, and give you a look at a few of the games on it. And what can I say? Well, for £3, you can't really go wrong with them. Even if you want to do like me and just buy it just to hack apart, or just buy it just to, well, just to play some games. The only thing is, like I said, unless you've got small fingers, and my hands aren't huge for a fella. I've not got massive hands, and even I'm finding it a little bit inconvenient. I suppose if you've got a young child or something and you want to introduce them to classic video gaming or something like that, it would actually be perfect. Because, you know, for a child's fingers and hands, I'm sure they get on with it really well. And there is plenty of classic games on here, you know. Let's just have a quick last look at some of the titles I didn't show you before. We'll go to the we'll go the other way. I mean, look, I think a lot of these are literally like rip-offs. Oh, Donkey Kong. Oh, go on, let's have a look at this, because I haven't looked at it yet. Well, I mean, this is something, like I said, there's like homebrewy type games on here. I haven't got a clue what this is. It called it Donkey Kong, but like I said, I haven't got a bloody clue. I don't know what you're meant to be doing. Anyway, oh, well, let's forget about that. Never mind. Yeah, it's definitely. What I'll do. Right, I'll just slowly scroll through each page, and then you can, if you want to pause it, I'm sure it's clear enough that if you want to pause it, you can read them all. So I don't have to actually speak them out or anything and go through them all. Like I say, I'll literally just do this, and then you can look at them and you can decide for yourselves in your own time. But yeah, I'm not disappointed in it. Now I've got it working. Like I said, for £3 you really can't go wrong. I'm even considering I might just order a few more of them. Just to mess about with. I'm wondering if any of these have different games on them. I'm wondering, in fact, if I could even perhaps swap the ROM. See, because it's just a flash ROM, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a flash ROM. So I really can't see why I couldn't possibly get another flash ROM with like 132 in one. I think I've got 2 of them. I might have an actual look at that, see if it's possible. But first things first, like that, I'm going to either decide whether I'm actually going to build this thing into a proper homemade arcade stick, or I'm just going to like butcher one of the Nintendo arcade sticks, or perhaps from one of the later Nintendos, so I'm not quite as precious of destroying something that's vintage. Don't know. I'll keep you informed on that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this this video on this little device. Definitely worth a punt if you can get one for like £3 or so. But just bear in mind it mightn't work, and you may have to either send it back or do a little bit of fettling yourself. Right, I hope you enjoyed that little video. I will say thanks for watching and goodbye.